Hello my Gemini Twinflame collective, welcome to my channel. I'm taking a look at what's happening for the Gemini Twinflames today. This is a timeless reading. When you receive it is when you're meant to receive it, and if the message resonates, claim it without a doubt. I'm Elif and I welcome you to evolve with me. So, we're taking a look at what's happening for the Gemini Twinflames. Okay, now this could be you or your partner. Right, you know how your story fits. I just want to see where you guys are at. Any guidance from spirit that comes through right now? Anything that would help you knowing? Anything that would help you on your journey? Okay, I'm going to look at the history here. I'm going to look at what's happened in the past with this person of yours, and that should help you to recognize if it is your story or not. Okay. I always ask that you guys settle into your intuition. Take a few deep breaths. Ask your guides and your keepers. Well, welcome them into your space first and foremost, and then ask them to guide you through this reading to help you to know and to recognize what is for you and what is not. Not everything is meant to fit. Not everything is yours. Don't try and make it fit, okay? If it resonates, it resonates. And if it triggers you, that's where your work begins. Often when we feel triggered by something, we feel like, oh no, I don't like, this doesn't feel right. Or no, this is nonsense. Why would this person say that? Let me just click off. And you can do that, because you need to be selective about your energy. But you might want to ask yourself the question, what about that triggered me? What about that made me suddenly feel different about this person or what I'm experiencing? That's where your work begins. If we run from everything that triggers us, we will never grow. It's as simple as that. And, okay, so Gemini. You're finding that in a current situation, you're having challenges around communication. And you consider yourself to be a strong communicator. You're honest, you find yourself to communicate clearly, but for some reason you feel like you're not being heard. Okay, this could also be a theme in this twin flame connection, but Spirit is saying to me, it's something you feel at the moment you're being challenged with, you're struggling with a bit. What has happened in the recent past year between my twin flame collective and their person? Okay. Emotions all over the place. Lots of emotional triggers, lots of emotional turmoil, and lots of people around you that was happy to benefit from the emotional chaos. Vultures, that's what Spirit's showing me, lots of vultures. People that you might at the time have thought has your best interest at heart, people that you might at the time have believed are your friends. You're now looking back, you realize, they enjoyed benefiting from our emotional turmoil, or my emotional turmoil. There was a choice that needed to be made. Somebody, and I think this is your person, thought that what they were leaving behind was more abundance, more sunshine, more joy, more happiness than what they were moving towards. Maybe because they knew in the connection with you, work would be required. So sometimes people gravitate towards that convenient relationship, that convenient situation where they've never been inspired towards growth. They've never been inspired towards being the best version of themselves. When you are with someone that loves you, they want to see you happy. They want to see you progress. They want to give space to the best version of who you are. And so of course they will call you out on your crap. If you're doing things, if you have habits and behaviors active that separate you from that. And this is what I feel happened here. The relationship with you, they looked at the connection with you and realized that in order to be able to sustain a relationship with you, they would have to level up. Whereas this other person, this karmic situation, they just felt like it was all fun, laughter, excitement. It was just sunshine and roses. And they forgot how much hell this person put them through. This past situation was a situation in which it was all fun and games, nothing was real. It didn't have any significant impact on their life, on their progress, on their growth. But because of some warped concept and idea, they thought they had this fantasy idea around that. And the tides changed. They didn't level up to this opportunity, and they lost the opportunity, they missed the opportunity. What you might not know is that this person did have the intention of commitment with you. It was definitely discussed. But you might not look back on this and feel like they were serious. This is something that they did seriously consider. But communication about that and the message about that never found its way to you. This person was seriously considering a commitment with you, a long-term commitment with you. But in order to do that, your divine counterpart had to figure out whether or not this illusion, this fantasy about this other past situation, whether it was real or not. How do you move forward into something when you still have this sort of hanging in the background? And that was the main thing here. And I feel like that which was hanging in the background is also the reason why the separation happened. Okay. But Spirit wants you to know your divine counterpart definitely thought about, had deep introspection about their desire to commit to you, the fact that they saw that that is something that they could possibly do, that they should possibly do. But was it the right thing for them? Would it work? Or was this other thing still something that they needed to resolve, get clarity about? Well, they did. This person, I don't even have to look at the cards yet to know. This person did go and pursue this other avenue to find clarity, and they did. They found their clarity, and they realized it was not what they thought. You could have told them that, but there's nothing like experience, and we can't give people experience. What's at the heart of your connection with this person, with your divine counterpart, is a guardedness, a sense of shortage, which is definitely what this person felt. They felt like, am I enough to actually make this promise to my Gemini? Or if you're the other person and your counterpart is a Gemini, to my divine counterpart. Is what I have, is what I know, is what I feel, do I have enough clarity to make this offer? Or am I running the risk of dishonoring it down the line if I do that prematurely? Feeling that I'm not enough, there's not enough, I don't know enough, I don't have enough money yet, I cannot do this yet. There's a lot of shortage here that is at the heart of what's happened with you and this person. And they spent a lot of time daydreaming about what could be, what has been, past life connections. Your divine counterpart has had a lot of dreams and visions about your lives together and your connection. Not so much about planning for the 3D reality together. And I can see how that can happen. Sometimes what has been is so nostalgic that when you discover this kind of connection, there's this whole other reality that's been existing parallel to the one you're living, that you just want to delve into and know everything about, because life here has just been so tough that you just want to get lost in that, in the comfort of it, in the glory of it, in the excitement of it. What's moving out of the way? Well, there was no plan before, but that moved out of the way. There was no set plan, but your person was definitely thinking about and trying to put together a plan, a solid plan, that if you do, this person was hoping that your friendship would be strong enough to last long enough for them to get their shit together. For them to get to that place where they could have clarity, enough clarity to start to put a plan together. And that didn't happen. There was an opportunity for wish fulfillment here. There was opportunity for them to have the wish fulfillment, and now both you and this person, you look back at this connection and you wonder if it was all in your head, if it was just a fantasy. But what you did get out of this, and what you have gotten to this date, is you've learned unconditional love, and so has your person. You have both grown in love in the separation. Even if there's separation, you have both grown in love. You have grown to love and appreciate yourselves so much more. You have grown to love and appreciate one another in a profound way, despite the conditions, whilst you live your lives independently. You have grown to understand what true love is, and to appreciate and to value that in another. You're in a better place on the subject of love than you've ever been before, and that is thanks to your connection. You know what agape love is now. Your person still has the tendency to get into their head, get in their heads, and argue internally, because when it comes to the subject that is you, your person has not come to one philosophy about what this is. There's a part of your person that wonders if this was all just a dream, a lesson, if you just came into their life to be a lesson. And then there's this other part that says, no, this is a sacred connection, and it'll do you well to honor this accordingly. So there's this wrestling, but to your person, the reason why this wrestling comes up is because to your person that means doing what conventionally would be expected. And they're just not sure that's the right thing. Not everything has to look a particular way. Your person doesn't know if it's possible to be your friend. And they're afraid that if they open up that pathway, that it'll destroy everything that they've built, because the connection was so disruptive to everything in their life and their existence. But at that time, it needed to be, and it was good. Everything in their life needed to be disrupted, because there was so much that was just dishonoring to them, that was just not a part of their plan. And I think that they do have someone in their experience or in their life. What Spirit is showing me that has led them to believe that it's better to let sleeping dogs lie. Because of how you cut this thing out when you realize it was not, your connection was not being honored in the way that you feel it should be. They feel that you probably wouldn't want to have anything to do with them because you just cut things out cold, icy cold. And so they feel like you probably don't care about what they're doing or where they're at, or and wouldn't want to have anything to do with them, wouldn't want them as a friend or anything in your life. And that's why they believe it's better to let sleeping dogs lie. But what they hope for is that there could be a victory here, that you guys can have an opportunity someday to look back on all of this and talk about how wonderful and amazing it was, and how good how everything that happened exactly as it should, for you to have the growth, the evolution, and the expansion that you both have called forth. But honestly, this person, I feel like your person might be in another relationship. And so they're just afraid that any conversation or any connection with you would just disrupt everything because of the passion that they've always felt for you. It's important to this person to have clarity before they take action. And honestly, when it comes to this connection, it has a life of its own, it has a will of its own. It is so powerful that they're just afraid that it's going to sweep them over. Your person shows up as the King of Cups. There's a lot of love for you. This person has so much love to give, and they feel so deeply. And this is something that you guys mirror. You feel so deeply in every situation, in every environment. And so the idea, so there's almost a level of self-preservation. It's as if there's a comfort in knowing that this connection is beautiful, is perfect, is a part of who they are in the spirit form, and that they don't need to deal with it or have to, or figure anything out in the spirit form, whereas bringing it into the physical is action based, and it just feels like it'll be more work than they are even certain they're able to handle. This person's never felt in control when it comes to your connection, and I think they need to feel in control. There's such depth and such power here, and I think at this point you guys would be happy to be friends, to just know that they're doing well. I feel like this has been a long-term separation. They don't know that though. For them, you might be in a place where you can be, I'm okay, I can respect that, we can be friends and just have a civil conversation and just sort of talk about magic the way we used to. But for them, they can't. This person has not been completely honest with you about how deep their feelings go for you, have gone for you. They've not been honest with the plans that they had for this connection, and that you cutting this off, you responding to them in the way that you did and to what was going on in the way that you did, was destructive to the plan and the hopes and the aspirations that they had for your connection. Guys, if this resonates, comment, let me know how. Okay, tell me where you at. And if this is your story and you would like to get some personal insight, you want to get some confirmation, some clarity, because it is a general collective reading. Not everything fits, then you're welcome to contact me for a reading or a twin flame coaching session. My email is in the description box below. Whatever you choose to do, remember this is a process about remembering, re-individuating all the parts of who you are, remembering your truth and the fullness of your truth, finding harmony with yourself and all of existence, which is simply a mirroring or a display of aspects of who you are. It's supposed to be satisfactory. It's supposed to be harmonious. Only you can create that by remembering. And so do what you feel is best for you. Love yourself first and foremost. And I'll chat to you guys next time. Bye now.